this one just came to me right now, is that when you start to take care of yourself, we provide a ground for inspiration and ideas to come to us. Because we are in that receptive state where you're just taken care of, and then these ideas will feel like, yep, she is ripe with a new idea. She is ripe with creativity. She's ripe with, inspiration. So that's why I think self-care is important, because it provides this ground for us, to be able to receive all these good things. Let's say, let me give an example. Let's say you have been trying to think of a business idea. You have been thinking about it, but like nothing comes to mind. Everything you keep thinking about is like an idea, or you're not passionate enough about it. But then one day you decide, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to go relax. I'm going to go on holiday. I am going to watch my favorite TV show. I am going to paint. I'm just going to do things that are passive and that just make me feel good. And then all of a sudden you are brushing those strokes, and then it comes to you. Your idea, your magic, the big magic idea. That's why self-care is important. Hey guys, welcome to another video on Selfish World TV. My name is Amy, and I am currently the lead at Selfish World TV. On this channel, we talk about wellness, relationships, and intentional living, all with the intent of curating your best life. So, today's video is something very close to my heart. We will be talking about self-care, what it is, why it's important. So stay tuned. So what is self-care? Self-care, I like to look at it as how we honor our needs on all life levels, whether that be mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. What are you doing for yourself to take care of your needs on those planes of life? It's taking an active role in taking care of yourself. Like sometimes I think about self-care, how I practice self-care as me being a parent to myself. So like I do the things I think would be good for me. So like if that's creating boundaries with how I spend my money, boundaries with my work, being in relationships that build me, taking time to self-reflect, spiritual nourishment. I'm basically being a parent to myself and ensuring that I get all the goodness out of life. So I think that's what self-care is. You know what I like? How Lalah Delia says self-care is how we take our power back. Because when we're in situations where we're powerless, or we don't even recognize that we've given away our power, self-care is how we take our power back. So for example, let's say I like to think of it, if you're in a depleting situation, like you've not been experiencing joy, you've just been in a emotionally numb state, self-care would be you taking a step back and saying, hold up, this doesn't feel right. I feel like I need to experience more joy in my life, so I'm gonna start looking for ways to experience more joy. That act of stepping back and realizing that something is not working is you taking your power back. Or let's say you've been in a job situation where your growth has kind of stagnated, like you've been in this position, you're not learning anything new, every day feels the same, there are no challenges. Self-care is how you take a step back and say, I can't stay in this anymore. I need to grow. I need to learn. I need to challenge myself. I see more for myself. So self-care is you taking that step back and being like, hold up, something is not right. Something needs to change. Yeah. Or self-care can be just choosing to rest. Like, let's say you have been working 24/7. You have no time for friends, for family. You are just constantly on the grind. Self-care is now you taking a step back and saying, I need to rest. I need to remember what it feels like to be me. I need to remember what it feels like to imagine and to dream. So I'm going to take a step back and relax, because I am no longer in this cycle of the status quo, but I am taking a step back to hold on or wait a minute and figure out what would make me feel better in life. You realizing that you're worthy of everything in life is self-care. Think you realizing that you deserve to get what you want is self-care. You taking the step back and realizing, no, something is not working here and something needs to change. That is an act of self-care. Self-care is even, like you stepping back from unhealthy eating habits and being like, no, this isn't right. Or you not presenting yourself well. Self-care is you being like, hold up, why am I presenting myself like this? I don't like to present myself like this. So I'm going to change it and show up as who I am fully. That's self-care. I think self-care is important for very many reasons. And the first reason is that self-care helps us know and understand ourselves more. It makes us more self-aware, because when you take time to take care of yourself, then you know what you like, what you don't like, you know what is serving you, what isn't serving you, you know what you need, you know what you want, you know what would make you feel better. So you've taken the time to kind of understand yourself and know what would be better for you in the current situation that you're in. Closely tied to that, self-care helps you show up fully to life. So you have now learned yourself. You've learned what makes you feel good. You've learned what makes you feel alive. You've learned what's no longer serving you. And so when you take the time to step back, then you're able to, get off this status quo and this whole routine thing, and you're able to show up fully in life. You're able to blossom. You're able to find that glow again because you're taking care of yourself and you know what makes you shine and you know what makes you happy, and you're alive. You feel alive. You are alive. Another reason I think self-care is important is it helps you show up fully in your relationships. I always say that you cannot pour from an empty cup. So if you are not taking care of yourself, if you're not taking care of your emotional needs, if you're not taking care of your physical needs, then you won't show up in your relationships well. Hear me out here. Let's say you have not healed very well from a situation with your friend. Let's say they hurt you and they didn't even apologize because you didn't bring it up. So like there's some bitterness brewing within you. And so you show up to the relationship and they're acting like everything is okay, like nothing happened, and you're just there like, how do you expect me to be friends with you in this situation? And for them, obviously they're oblivious because you didn't say anything, they don't know you're hurt, and you're just there brewing in bitterness, and so you're not able to show up in that situation well. Or let's say you are working a job that takes a lot of your hours, or you're doing a lot of things during the day. You're working, you're taking care of your kids, you are doing laundry, you are doing the whole damn thing. And then you have not had any time to take care of yourself, just take some time to relax, take some time to rest. And so like your friends call you up and it's like, let's meet, let's engage, let's talk. But you're too tired. You can't even mentally comprehend being in a conversation or staying up for 3 extra hours with your friend because you just don't have that energy. You don't have that time because you haven't been taking care of yourself. So when you take care of yourself, you're able to show up for yourselves as well. And I'll use the opposite of that example. Let's say you've been taking care of your emotional well-being. When you get hurt, you know how to release that hurt. When you are tired, you're able to learn how to rest. So now when your friends are calling you, you're able to show up and be like, hi guys, I am here to share in the joy and the love and the bliss that comes from us hanging out together. I'm here to learn more. I'm here to exchange. I'm here to grow the bond, And that makes you show up better and you experience more joy in your relationships because you showed up completely and full of love. There's so many things that we can consider self-care. It just depends on the intention behind it. So I have an example here. Let's say for someone who likes to get their nails done every day, every week, and for them it's just like a must. I take care of I do my nails every week. It's part of the job. It's part of my life. It's like combing your hair. For them, it's just there. But for me, someone who doesn't do my nails often, self-care can be me going out and getting my nails done, because my intention is that I want to feel pampered. I want to feel taken care of. I want my nails to look good and stuff. So like, so many things can be considered self-care. It just depends on the intention behind it. Listening to music. Sometimes listening to music can be just a pastime activity. Like, I like music, but then the intention is I want to listen to music and connect to it. I want to enjoy music. That's self-care. Are you doing it to take care of yourself, or are you doing it because it's a necessity? When you're reading, not because you care about what you're reading about, but because you're trying to get to another level, then it stops being self-care. It starts being a task that you need to do and get out of the way. So I think we need to approach more of the things we do with the intention of it taking care of ourselves. I'm cooking myself a meal. This is me communicating to myself that I'm worthy. I'm taking care of myself. I'm buying myself a meal. This is me saying you deserve a treat. Take care of yourself. Reward yourself. So like, it's always the intention behind the action you're doing that qualifies it for being self-care. So if there's anything you're going to take from this video, is that self-care is how you take your power back. So we have come to the end of the video. Let me know what you think about self-care, some of the things you're doing for self-care. I want to invite you to like this video, subscribe, comment, share, the whole shebang. You can feel free to join our Instagram community. We're Selfish World on Instagram. So like, the name will appear down here because the spelling of it kind of eludes me. And yes, I will see you in my next video. Take care.